Well, 0 time, 0 planning. I feel like that's my motto, or some variant of that. So, as per usual, I didn't plan on coming out here today, but there is, coincidentally, it is sunset, and it's looking potential. We've got some nice clouds, but none of that is why I was out here anyways in the first place. The reason why I'm out here is because the last time I was out here, like a week or two ago, sorry, I got to switch hands because my tiny little chicken arms can't handle holding these cameras for too long. The last time I was out here like a week ago doing astrophotography, I think I lost one of my lapel mics. Well, I mean, I know I lost it. I just don't know where I lost it. I've torn my bags apart, my car apart, and nowhere in there. And the last place that I used it was out here. So I feel like maybe it's still on the trail. And, you know, I live in the middle of nowhere where there's like 5 people here. 3 of them are my family. So maybe it's still here out on the trail where I left it, and I'm gonna go find it. And the whole point for that is, as I was walking out the door, I told the camera lady I was just gonna run out back to the trails real quick and see if it was out here. And she said, cool. And as I was walking out the door, I saw really nice clouds and noticed that it's only half an hour till sunset. So on the off chance that something amazing happens, even though I'm going to be in the wrong direction, and I know this area very well, probably also going to be in wrong compositions, I decided to grab my 1 to 500 because there's a lot of great birds out here in the evening. Oh, almost missed my exit. This is my exit. There's a lot of nice birds out here in the evening, and also the clouds look amazing. So I threw an extra wide angle in the bag, grabbed an extra tripod, and we'll see. This video may never see the light of day, but there may be something cool that happens from it. All right, I'm gonna get hiking. I'm getting increasingly out of breath because I'm trying to hurry and vlog and hold this. It's not working so well. I'll see you in a second. The mic is out there somewhere. All right, well, this is the spot. This is the cactus. This is where I was sitting. That's where my bag was. No mic to be found. So either a bird or a javelina took it, or a bobcat, or the extremely more unlikely case is that I misplaced it somewhere else. And I really can't fathom ever doing that. So now I'm just gonna go over here, somewhere over there, and I'm gonna try to find a spot to set up for sunset. All right, I'm rapidly running out of time. I have 2 options. I have clouds to the south, and I have clouds to the west. The sun is in the southwest, but I have these telephone poles. So either I need to be over there for the south, shooting that way to get away from the telephone poles, or I need to be on the other side of this one, shooting that way. and I can't be in both. And I really need to hurry. The light is fading on these choias. I have like less than 5 minutes. I'm not sure which clouds I'm going to bank for lighting up. These ones to the west are looking more potential. Let's give it a go. All right, I don't have time for much else. I'm banking with those clouds right there. Also, I'm going to switch this. So let's see how fast I can talk to you guys and set up at the same time and not screw this up. And then also, while I'm doing all that, the topic of today's theme of today's video, other than I couldn't find my mic, I have some thoughts on things. I'm really glad that I kept this this is why I bought this 16 millimeter for this R5, well, for all my cameras, but the RF16 2.8, it is a small little lens, and it's not the most amazing thing Canon has ever made, but it kind of is, because it was super cheap and it was this big, and I can always have it either in my backpack or my pocket, depending on what or you know, what I'm hiking with, any kind of bag or no bag, and that gives me a lot of options. So because, let's talk about composition real quick, because I've got this yucca here that's going to balance out the left side of my frame, camera left, because there's a lot of blue sky right there, and that would be some unwanted negative space. What is going on here? How did this get adjusted? Oh, that's why. Wow. So there's going to be a lot of negative space on this side because there's no clouds. So I'm going to have this yucca balance that out. I'm going to get back to F. I'm going to go F8. You know what? I want more in depth, so I'm going to go F16. I know that I have sensor dust, so I try to avoid F16, even for landscape stuff. But I'm going to be crazy, and I'm just going to do it anyways. All right. So here is my composition, but that's a 16 millimeter. It's cropped a little bit, but you can see that's about how I want it, actually. More like that. Oh, wow, all right. That yucca is still attached. All right. So F16, I am 1/8 of a second, ISO 100. I'm really bummed about that. But you know what? I just don't have time to do anything. So here's what I'm going to do. Oh, shoot. I'm going to change my battery first. Only had 1 bar. And normally that wouldn't matter. However, I'm going to do a time lapse because you guys know how much I love time lapses. So the 16 millimeter, shoot, I have to go into the thingy here, focus mode, manual. I have to manually do it in there. So now what I'm going to do, set it to infinity. Now I'm going to get my time lapse going. And I'm going to do this for a couple of reasons. One is because you guys know how I love me some time lapses. And two, let's see what time it is. It's 5:58. So we're going to let this go for like 15 minutes. That is actually looking really good. And I'm kicking myself for not having another camera. I didn't bring my R6 because I ran out the door. Hold on 1 second. I found a much better composition right there. Oh, I got the phone shot. It's gonna have to be good enough. You know what? There's still time. Screw it. This is how we make decisions in landscape photography. All right, there's my composition. Let's change it quickly, very quickly. These clouds are looking really cool. I'm gonna get one more photo with the phone. I really like the vertical. If I was doing a still shot, I would do vertical, but because I've got this with the R5, I'm just gonna crop it to vertical. All right, so the things that I have thoughts on. How much better of a photographer would I be? And I'm talking about me personally. This may or may not be relevant to you. How much better of a photographer would I be? There we go. There we go. Well, that's too much. If I wasn't so scatterbrained and rushed and not planning, you know, all of that, like if I put more effort into being on time and planning more and all of that stuff, like how much better of a photographer would I be? If you watch my channel, I think you would probably know by now that I somehow managed to like land on my feet like a cat, you know? I mean, of course, cats have rotating collarbones and stuff. A little bit of different reasoning there, but you know what I mean? Like somehow, even with the rushed and the no planning and all of that, more often than not, to my surprise, I end up making it work. And I think one of the reasons why is because I keep doing that, you know, and also because I know my skill set. I know my gear very well, and that goes a long way. And a lot of times when I'm scatterbrained out here where I live, that also is another factor, is because I know places that I can get to really easily. I have a lot of compositions, you know, in my head and all that stuff. So it makes run and gun and zero planning a little bit easier. Don't let the lack of planning and the lack of knowing your gear or whatever, like don't let any of that stop you. Because if you think about that kind of stuff too much and, oh, I don't have enough time to do this, or oh, you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know what you're going to be able to pull out of your pocket. You know what I mean? Like you just don't know what's going to happen. And the more times you go out, whether you have time or not, the better you're going to get with your own gear and with your surroundings and all of that stuff. And to me, that is super important because, you know, life's too short to always be able to plan stuff. All I'm trying to say is live by these things and think by these things and plan, you know, try for the best and all of that. But if it doesn't work out, or even if you think it's not going to work out, do it anyways. You brought the wrong lens, so what? Make it work. You know, if I would have only brought this 100mm, how would I have gotten this shot? I would have gone back there and done a compressed shot. And, you know, if I had to focus stack, I would have focus stacked, but I still would have got the shot. All right, well, here's the image. Hopefully that worked. If you stuck around this far, thanks for listening to me ramble and rant, and hopefully some of the chaotic, non-scripted, unplanned thoughts in my head helped you out a little bit. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I've got some trips next week that I'm really looking forward to, and I think you guys are gonna like it. I'm gonna show you some cool places in New Mexico that I haven't been in a while. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here and you made it this far on this much of a rambling video and this is your first time seeing me, like, wow, thank you. I love you. You're amazing. And maybe stick around and I promise you'll see some cool stuff on the channel. All right, hit that like button if this video helped you out, or if you enjoyed it. That's the best thing you can do for my channel. It really is. It means a lot to me. And throw me a little comment down there, and I will see you in the next episode.